here another week. We're the Hebrew Israelites, and we're out here through the spirit of Yahweh, Yahushai, the one who ignorantly called God in Christ, right? To wake up the people on the side, the people of Negroid, Native American, Indian descent, Latino and Hispanics, right? You make up the 12 tribes of the nation of Israel, and I'm out here for y'all, right? And to prophesy the downfall of America, which is known in the Bible as Mystery Babylon the Great, is going to be destroyed in the Third World Nuclear War. Thus saith the Lord, all right? America is in the Bible as Mystery Babylon the Great, and guess what? The Most High is going to wipe it off of the face of the earth. Why? It is that wicked kingdom, that evil kingdom, right? It is full of confusion, right? It's worse than Sodom and Gomorrah. You understand? And our bondage here is up, and the Most High is going to deliver us and destroy it. You understand? Give me your Matthew 15, select your Matthew 24, verse 15.
Matthew chapter 24, verse 15. When ye therefore shall see the abomination or desolation spoken of by Daniel the prophet stand in the holy place, who read it, let him understand.
Right, because what that is talking about, right? As it says, when you hear of the, it says, when you see the abomination of desolation that's spoken of by Daniel the prophet, you understand? That is talking about back in the time of Greece, right? And guess what? It happened in the time of Rome. And guess what? It's going to happen again. And we're going to touch on it some more. Read on up.
Then let them which be in Judea and flee into the mountains. Let him which is on the housetop not come down to take anything out of his house.
Meaning, when you see her being compassed around with armies, right, the Lord was telling our people to flee, get out of Dodge. You understand? Flee and get out of Dodge. Why? Because they're coming to annihilate our people. Come on.
Neither let him which is in the field return back to take his clothes. And woe unto them that are with child, and to them that give suck at those days. But pray he that your flight be not in the winter, neither on the Sabbath day.
God, so this is going to be literally like a tribulation period, right, that our people are going to go through. Give me Daniel the 8th chapter, start at the 3rd verse. So we're going to read on this abomination of desolation, right? We're going to read about this abomination of desolation. Why? The Lord was speaking about it in class, right? He was telling them that it was going to happen again. And guess what? It happened again in 70 AD. And guess what? It's going to happen again in today's time. All right? Give me Daniel the 8th chapter. Start at verse 3.
Daniel chapter 8, verse 3. Then I lifted up my eyes and saw, and behold, there stood before the river and ran, which had two horns. And the two horns were high, but one was higher than the other, and the higher came up last.
That's talking about the Medo-Persian Empire, right? That's talking about the Medo-Persian Empire, and Persia came up last. Come on.
I saw the ram pushing westward and northward and southward, so that no beast might stand before him. Neither was there any that could deliver out of his hand. But he did according to his will. And became great.
Right, so the Medo-Persian Empire was a great kingdom, man. It was vast, right, in its time of rule. Come on.
And as I was considering, behold, and he God came from the west on the face of the whole earth, and touched not the ground, and the gold had a notable horn.
This is talking about the Greek Empire, right? It's talking about Greece, right? And show you how fast and swift they conquered, right? Come on.
Between his eyes. And he came to the ram that had two horns, which I had seen standing before the river, and ran unto him in the fury of his power.
So now you're going to look at it's the demise of the Medo-Persian Empire and the rise of Alexander the Greek and his empire. Come on.
And I saw him come close up to the rams, and he was moved with color against him, and smote the ram, and brake his two horns, and there was no power in the ram to stand before him, but he cast him down to the ground and stomped upon him, and there was none that could deliver the ram out of his hand.
Alexander the Greek took down the Medo-Persians, right? Read on.
Therefore, that he got wax very great, and when he was strong, the great horn was broken, and for he came up for notable ones towards the four wind of heaven.
Right, so after Alexander the Greek conquered the Medo-Persian Empire and he became the power in the earth, right? He became the power in the earth. What happened after Alexander's death? His four generals took power, right, and divided up all what he had conquered among themselves. His four generals are Cassander, Lysimachus, Seleucid, and Ptolemy, right? Cassander had Greece, and I think Lysimachus had Asia Minor, and Seleucid had Syria, which is the king of the north, and Ptolemy, which is the king of the south, had Egypt. All right? Read on. Verse 9.
And out of one of them came forth a little horn, which waxed exceeding great towards the south, and towards the east, and towards the pleasant land.
That little horn is talking about Antiochus Epiphanes, right? That little horn is talking about Antiochus Epiphanes. Read on.
And it was great, even to the host of heaven, and it cast down some of the host and of the star to the ground, and stomp on it, and stomp upon them.
That's talking about us, right? Antiochus Epiphanes, he destroyed our people, man, right? He destroyed us, and guess what he's going to set up? The abomination of desolation, as I read in Matthew 12:15, and we're going to read about it. All right, read on.
Yeah, he magnified himself even to the prince of the host, and by him the daily sacrificing was taken away, and the place of his sanctuary was cast down.
Right, because when he was born Antiochus IV, and he magnified himself, right? He put the title Epiphanes on him. Epiphanes means God manifest. So what Antiochus Epiphanes was saying, he was God manifest. All right, read on.
And a host was given him against the daily sacrifice by reason of transgression. And it cast down the truth to the ground, and it practiced and prospered.
Meaning it accomplished what it set out to do, and it prospered. desolation. Now when we see it, we're supposed to know that the desolation is nigh. Because we're being compassed around now by armies. But the thing is, you're not seeing it. Because you're ignorant and you're blind to the fact. Alright? This is 1 Maccabees 1:41. Moreover, King Antiochus wrote to his whole kingdom that all should be one people. Alright? He wanted to join everybody into one. See that? Ain't that the new world order? Huh? And everyone should leave his laws. So all the heathen agreed according to the commandment of the king. When you read the Georgia Guidestone, this looks like this is where they took it from. Right? They want everybody in one accord. Everybody to agree together. Everybody to be one people. Right? They want one religion or something to that effect. Right? The same thing. Verse 43. Yea, many also of the Israelites consented to his religion and sacrificed unto idols and profaned the Sabbath. And guess what? You're going to have the same thing happening again. You're going to have the same thing going down again. Alright? And when this thing really jump off, man, you're going to see how many so-called Israelites fold up. Right? Verse 44, for the king had sent letters by messengers unto Jerusalem and the cities of Judah, that they should follow the strange laws of the land, and forbid burnt offerings and sacrifice and drink offerings in the temple, and that they should profane the Sabbath and festival days, and pollute the sanctuary and the holy people, set up altars and groves and chapels of idols, and sacrifice swine's flesh and unclean beasts. Don't they have those chapels right now? Don't they have those chapels that y'all frequent to every Sunday? Right? And them groves